Good afternoon, Jax. How are you?
I'm good, Michelle. How about you? How you doing?
I'm doing very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today and
Of
sharing
course.
some insights into the great work that you do for Rosenbaum Famularo PC. Let's start off with telling us about your role at the firm. What do you do?
So I'm a paralegal for the litigation department as well as the appeals team. I handle appeals ranging from IP complaints to restricted product complaints. I also help in the litigation team a little bit by helping drafting letters, demand letters, everything that helps to get the litigation process started when it comes to receiving cases.
You sound quite busy. How long have you been at the firm?
Now it's been about a year. It's been a year now.
Okay, a good amount of time. And what made you decide to join the firm?
Well, initially, I was a paralegal at a foreclosure firm. I figured that that's not something I really want to do. I don't really enjoy seeing people getting their houses taken away from them. So that kind of hurt me in empathetic dimension. So I figured I try my hand in intellectual property because it sounded like something I would be interested in. And lo and behold, I'm here now.
That sounds great. That sounds great. And just go back to the very beginnings. When did you become interested in law? How did you land in this profession?
So when I first started college, I wasn't actually into law whatsoever. I was a biology major. Coming from a family, a Haitian family like mine is very traditional. So you either doctor, lawyer, engineer. If you're not any of those three, it's not a job and it doesn't exist.
Okay.
So I went to this one career fair and there was a lawyer there and he was talking about his job, what he does and everything. And I figured, this actually doesn't sound too bad. I mean, yeah, I'm still in the traditional sphere doing the three jobs that my parents signed off on, but I
Mhm.
actually enjoy what, he's talking about. And it's something I would definitely like to get into. So that's how I started.
I'm sure your parents are very proud and very happy right now. So tell us about your experience working with Amazon sellers.
So when working with Amazon sellers, it's important to be patient and empathetic because it's like working in retail in general, you want to make sure that the customer is happy, that the client is happy. So putting that to the side, when it comes to working with sellers, I have to make sure I'm usually on top of everything. I got to make sure that I approach these with fine tooth comb to make sure that I give them the best service I possibly can.
That's great. What would be your number one advice to Amazon sellers?
Number one advice, 100%, be on top of it. Be on top of everything. You get a complaint, an intellectual property complaint, try to assess that as soon as possible. If you need help with that, that's what we're here for. A to Z claims, chargeback claims, anything of that nature, make sure you're on top of it and make sure you do not wait.
Great advice. Great advice. What is the best thing that you do right now? What's the thing that you enjoy the most?
Right now, I would say I enjoy learning more about the litigation process as, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of arguments to be familiar with. I'm definitely enjoying that a lot. I would also say too, I know you asked for the most thing, but I'm going to mention this as well. I definitely enjoy, appealing, the whole appeal process because the methodological approach you take to it, you first investigate and then you kind of put everything together. So I enjoy the investigator aspects of appealing. So I definitely say those are my two favorites.
Okay, okay. And in terms of your proudest achievement while at the firm this past year, what would that be?
One of my proudest achievements, I would say 100%, is reinstating 44 accounts. I wouldn't have been able to do that without the help of my colleagues, the help of my managers, everyone who helped me get this knowledge to get to where I am right now. So while it is my achievement, I definitely attribute it to the firm as well for helping me get there. So big shout
Absolutely.
out to the firm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the firm is known for being able to do a good amount of reinstatements, and you're part of the firm's success. So, congratulations. That's 44 in a year, just being in the firm
Thank
for
you.
a year. So, you should feel very proud.
Thank you.
Okay. What about your mentors? Tell us about who they are and what did they teach you?
So I've had two mentors. One of my mentors, he was an ambassador for UN. He was also my philosophy professor. He was a very smart guy, very worldly. He had a lot to say. Sometimes you would say something and you wouldn't really understand what he's saying because it's very like mystical, poetic. So he was definitely one of my mentors and he taught me a lot. One thing I took away from him the most though was his quote saying that whatever you do, be great at it. So if you have a bunch of pennies that you're collecting, be the best penny collector out there. My other mentor was my sensei for jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. He taught me a lot as well, but the most basic thing that he taught us, which is important for any combat sport, is to, keep your chin down, face up, so that way you see what's coming your way. And I can attribute that as well to selling on Amazon. Always keep your face up, always take a look at what's coming at you, and don't let it pass you by.
Nice way of connecting all the dots and integrating some of the teachings from your mentors to what you do with the Amazon sellers. Are there any inspirational quotes you live by in addition to what your mentors have shared?
I have two. The first quote is pretty much, your vibe attracts your tribe. I was actually hanging out with one of my friends way back, and we were talking about this. Whoever you hang out with, tends to be a reflection of who you are. So that's definitely a quote that I live by. The other quote that I live by is, it's better to take the risk than to risk the chance, because sometimes, there's a risk that you have to take, but that risk may actually pan out in the end and you may come out stronger. But if you decide to let it pass you by, you never know what growth could have been at the end of that tunnel for you.
Exactly. You sound very wise for your very young age.
Thank you.
You're off to such a great start in your career in law. So congratulations. My last question, and then I promise not to take up any more time. What non-commercial message would you put on a billboard for everybody to see?
If I had to think about that, it would be, don't wait. In general, just don't wait. Opportunities pass you by when you wait. Growth passes you by. You only have one life to live, and you want to make it the best possible life that you can live. So don't wait. Do what you got to do right now. Whatever you're doing right now, think about it. Maybe there's more stuff that you need to do. Just do it. So don't wait.
The more sage advice from you, Jack. So appreciative. And, you're such an amazing and fantastic reflection of the amazing people that are at Rosenbaum Famularo PC. So thanks for sharing your knowledge with us today. And
thank you.
Look forward to our next conversation.
All right. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.